God. Today is I don't know which date, but however, as you can see, I'm in a museum of somewhere pool in Darlington, somewhere around Darlington. It's not a bad idea. This is a big ship. Nice place, gentlemen. This is a crocodile. Looks to me real, but it's not.
That gunsmith looks like he's got more important things to do this morning than wait on the likes of these two. The man that said the fairer sex was the more fickle never set eyes on these young gentlemen of society. That gunsmith's been waiting on these two fops for over an hour or so. And by the looks of it, he's not finished yet. That young gentleman in the uniform is Henry Seymour, son of the great admiral. And over there is his close friend, Francis Potter. Henry's just passed the examination for lieutenant in His Majesty's Navy.
Respectable! All the way the fishes, with them we will fill our dishes. Pull the loaves, pull the loaves up, for we have many mouths to stop.
We are going for fighting ships, which we don't know what is it yet. It's not bad.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to viewing fighting ships and more importantly into the war. Right, my name's Stuart, I'm one of the key guides here. Now there's one or two things you need to know before you enter. First of all, it's all broken down to separate scenes. You've got different rooms through there. And it's all narrated by our powder monkey, Jim Henshaw. It's just like a little voiceover, tells you what's going on. Now as soon as Jim finishes talking and all the lights start to dim, move on to the next scene. It's as simple as that. There's 9 scenes in total, and the very end scene you're in the midst of a battle. There's a battle happening all around you. Now there are flashing lights, smoke effects, big bangs from all kinds of smoke effects and flashing lights. Okay? So that is the last scene, and if you do feel uncomfortable at any point, all you need to do, light on the floor, just follow straight ahead and out. Okay? The show will start in a few moments. Just take this time to have a quick look around the High March Gallery. If you've got any questions about any of the items, don't hesitate to ask me. Thank you.
Thanks.
Are you allowed to take photos?
You are.
Okay, thank you.
No flash photography on the museum pieces there.
No.
or I'll have you before the captain to answer for your insurance.
It's the same every voyage. There's a stranger at the inn with money in his pocket who buys you drink after drink until you're too drunk to know up from down. You fall asleep a landsman and you wake up as a sailor. The press gang's done its work again. Me, I was too young to be pressed. I joined straight from the collier brig. I was 11 years old and I wanted to see more of the world than the River Weir. Now I'm nearly 13. My name is Jim Henshaw. I'm ship's boy and powder monkey on the HMS Prosperity.
Move along, damn you!
That sound is the boatswain's whistle. Hear it and you don't think, you just move. Fast. Boatswains hand out more than just tongue lashings for the last man to obey. So why are you waiting? Follow me, landsman.
Next scene, just one sign and a pin.
The Prosperity is a frigate, faster than anything bigger and bigger than anything faster. 150 feet long, 40 feet in the beam, and with a crew of 277 men. We're on the lower deck. More than 200 men eat, sleep and live here for months, sometimes years on end. It's crowded. Each hammock is just 14 inches wide. You sleep shoulder to shoulder. Hammocks are comfortable, but often damp. The captain has us wash them regularly, and it's a lot easier to wash things at sea than to get them dry again. Underneath us is the hold and the magazines. In battle, that's where I'm sent to fetch the charges for the guns, which are mounted on the upper deck above our heads. 28 of them, men and ship killers. The upper deck is where I sleep, me and the other ship's boys, in hammocks slung between the guns. A ship's boy is there to fetch and carry, run errands, do all the jobs no one else wants to do. It's not an easy life, but it's not all bad either, even though you are at the bottom of the heap. Above you are the able seamen, the warrant officers, the wardroom officers, and at the top of the heap, the captain.
Captain Carey Willoughby, R.N., Commander of the Prosperity. Note to my cabin, the silver dining plate, the wine, the windows that allow in fresh air and daylight. It is, I know, a world away from the dark and squalor of the lower deck. But all things carry a price. Note, too, that I am alone in my cabin. Command is a solitary affair. Once a week I dine with my officers. Beyond that, I cannot and do not encourage familiarity. A captain does not have friends. Friends may question an order. And my orders must be obeyed immediately and without question. I will have men flogged or even hanged to ensure that. The crew must fear my anger more than they fear the enemy. If this sounds harsh, then so be it. They are hard men who despise softness in a leader. I command a warship. My country is at war, and it is a war we must win if we are to stay free. I have been at sea for 20 years, and at war for 16 of them. And now you will excuse me. I have much to do. Henshaw will conduct you to the wardroom.
This is where our officers dine, drink, rest, and play cards. Mr. Oakley, our first lieutenant, and in the scarlet uniform, Mr. Reynolds, lieutenant of the Marines. They play cards a lot. Mr. Abel, who's interrupting, doesn't. A midshipman hasn't got the money to lose, being as he's no older than me and not paid that much more. Like me, he's there to fetch and carry and pass messages. Unlike me, he was born to give orders, and does, to us at least.
Captain's compliments, sir. He wishes to speak with you after you have dined.
Did he give you any clue to the topic?
No, sir.
I'll wager it concerns blockade duty. What do you think, Renhold?
I'll wager you'd rather speculate about what the captain's thinking than show that hand of losing cards.
Not at all. Please inform the captain I shall be there presently, Mr. Rabel,
Sir.
after I have relieved Mr. Renhold of his money.
Mr. Oakley is second in command and liked by the men. But when it comes to relieving people of their money, the expert is standing at the back. Easter Tully, the purser. He's practising his craft on Dr. McRae, our ship's surgeon.
You'll find the flavour's come out with a second glass, Dr. McRae.
I certainly hope not, Mr. Tully. The flavour's a thing I was hoping to forget.
It is an unusual vintage, I admit.
I was unaware that vinegars had vintages. It's both disgusting and weak. I'd say it's been watered down.
Well, Doctor, if you don't like the wine, you're free to take your trade elsewhere.
Except we're at sea for at least 3 months. Pursers always win. Mr. Tully and his like sell everything. Food, tobacco, drink, even the cloth we use to make our clothes. So the more he cheats, the more he makes. Dr. McRae should have learnt from Mr. Trevelyan, who brought his own wine aboard and is now sleeping off the effects. Even without the parrot decorating his jacket, Mr. Trevelyan is not the smartest officer. But he's the second most important man on board. At times, he matters more than the captain. Trevelyan's the ship's sailing master. It's not only that he's the best navigator, he's the man who actually sails the ship. When it's blowing a full gale, and you're trying to stay clear of the rocks or the coast, your life depends on the sailing master, not the captain. It's a brave or foolish commander who'll go against his sailing master's advice. Few do. A good captain listens to his officers, because even though his word is law, he can't run the ship without them, or his warrant officers. But you won't find them in the wardroom. Warrant officers are practical men. You find them on deck. Who I have the most dealing with. He doesn't suffer fools gladly. He's a man who insists you get it right, first time, every time. Get it wrong, and either the guns don't fire fast enough, or they explode, killing the gun crew and, most often, the crews either side. Mr. Keneally's job is to blast holes in the enemy. Mr. Greenway, the ship's carpenter, patches up the holes they blast in us. A craftsman, he's one of the few with a trade he can practice on land when he retires. If he retires. Mr. Risley, the rope maker, and Mr. Wilde, the sail maker, they're craftsmen too, skilled at their trade and good with their hands. As for Mr. Carew, our boatswain, he works with his hands as well, and his fists. Cross the line, and it's him you'll answer to.
Faster, damn you! You're here to work, not with my love you!
That knotted rope is called the start, and it tickles, compared with the cat o' nine tails. It's not hard to earn yourself a flogging. Drunkenness, slackness, talking back to an officer, even spitting over the side. There are other punishments. You can be put on the blacklist, meaning you're woken early, your rum ration is cut, and you get all the worst jobs. Or you have to toe the line, stand on the same spot without moving for hours at a time. Either punishment means you've got off lightly. Flogging's not something anyone ever forgets.
Crew to muster on deck to witness a flogging! Move yourselves!
It's a hard punishment, and it's not always the right man who gets lashed. But when every man's life depends on everyone doing their duty without question, there's few men who'd say it's either wrong or cruel. Though it's never an easy thing to watch.
Matthew Yeldon, you have been sentenced to 12 lashes for the crime of drunkenness. Commence! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There are other sides to life on board ship. Better sides.
Let's see what is a better side. Well, it is a better side. As you can see, the kitchen.
You'll find it hard to believe, but Navy food is often better than you get on land. On board ship, you'll eat meat 4 times a week, more often than a lot of landsmen. Even so, our cook, Evans, is not the most popular man on the lower deck. Everyone jokes about what he did with his leg after he lost it.
Blast you, Evans. You call this meat? It tastes like a shit of timber.
No, Jack, it doesn't. The bread tastes like timber. The meat tastes like road.
If any of you think you can cook it better, you're welcome to try. What do you expect? The junk should taste like venison?
Junk is boiled salt beef, and next to it on the plates is tack, hard ship's biscuits, so hard that some carve them into trinkets. You can do the same with the cheese, which is either as hard as stone or stinking and riddled with long red worms. The food in the mess wouldn't suit a dainty eater, but at least there's plenty of beer to wash it down with. And it's all stored down here, in the hold. Salt beef, beer, cheese, water, peas, butter. And guess who they send down to find it? You learn a lot down here, things you better not know. Like some of the meat being older than I am. A lot older. The officers' food isn't stored in a hold. They get fresh meat, early in the voyage at least. The animals we keep on board, cows, sheep, pigs, hens, mostly end up on their plates. Look down and to the right of the table, and you'll see how we get fresh meat. Millers, we call them, owing to the way they try to eat their way into the bread store. So eating them is a way of paying them back, getting our bread second hand. On some ships, the rats can get so out of hand that they can sink it by eating through the sides. So there's good sense in keeping their numbers down and keeping the ship clean. Up above you, you can see the elm tree pump. It draws water straight from the sea for washing the ship, our clothes and ourselves. No ship ever smells like a flower garden, but it'd be worse without us cleaning and scouring. As for calls of nature, you can't be dainty about that either. There are 2 heads on board the ship, and using them means perching halfway over the side. Bad enough in calm weather, and in a storm, a good way to get yourself drowned. Which is one of the many reasons why we're always glad to get back on dry land.
Stand by to anchor! Reef the foresail!
Attach the hoses! Stand by on the capstan!
As soon as the ship docks, the spending starts. That is, if the crew's been paid. Sometimes our pay can be months or even years in arrears. But for those who've got money, there's no shortage of people ready to take it from them.
Why, you're drinking for your sweetheart?
Sweetheart? I hardly know him.
You know my name.
Well, so you told me your name. Then we'd best get wed.
At least it's my real name. There's many around here who'll tell a girl a name that isn't.
Your real name. Aren't you the perfect gentleman? Go on then. So what will you buy me?
When we're in port, those with wives or sweethearts bring them on board. And for those who don't have either, or whose women are a long way away, there are more temporary arrangements.
Oh, cheeky. Come on, sailor. Up you come. Come on.
It's not just prostitutes who empty a sailor's pockets. There are tinkers, peddlers, hucksters, tricksters.
Find the Queen. Watch the cards and find the Queen.
Best prices paid for your trinkets and keepsakes. Best prices. No one pays more.
There's good reasons why there's the saying to spend like a sailor. And if this lot don't get your money from you, there's always the ins and tax. Surely it passes quickly. You try to enjoy yourself as much as you can while you can. Not everyone returns from a voyage. Battles, accident, sickness, they can all put you in a shroud. Or, at best, into the sick bay.
Well, the cuts are healing well. There's no suppuration and there's scabbing over. Though I'll wager you're still no sleeping on your back.
No, sir.
Very wise of you. Inform the boatswain that I passed you fit for light duties.
Yes, sir.
And attend to those duties more diligently in future.
Yes, sir.
I be loath to treat the wounds of a fresh flogging before the cuts of the previous one have healed.
Yes, sir.
The sick bay isn't somewhere anyone chooses to visit. Too many of those who go in don't come out. Even though our surgeon is well thought of and knows his trade.
Donald McRae, sir, ship surgeon. I'm not the most popular man on board. My job is to save life, though few who have witnessed an amputation would credit it. A bloody business, with only rum to dull the pain. Aye, and often not enough to save the patient. The lad on the trestle table, for one. When I cannot save them, their hammock becomes their shroud, with the last stitch of the sailmaker's needle popped through the end of the nose. I know my trade well enough to tell when a patient is dead, but it is a precaution to ensure the patient is not merely in a deep slumber. And there's a sound to bring all but the dead to full wakefulness.
Enemy in sight! Starboard bow!
We're beating to quarters.
All hands to position! Down to Charlie fire!
We're closing fast. Now it's a race to have the ship battle ready before the fight begins. On the quarterdeck, the captain takes his station.
Hold her steady and give me more speed, Mr. Trevelyan. I'll be damned if she shows us a clean pair of heels.
When you hear the drums, the first thing you feel is fear, but soon you're too busy to be frightened. Everything not needed in battle is stored down below, or goes overboard, even the animals. At the guns, the Marines break out the shot. Grape shot for clearing the enemy's deck of men. Chain shot that will scythe through masts, spars, rigging, and men. 18-pound bull shot that can punch a hole through a foot of solid oak.
Get those buckets over here!
Fire will destroy a ship faster than solid shot. Full buckets are placed everywhere, and the decks spread with wet sand.
How the monkey can you? Full charges! Captain, she's running for us!
Put on more sail! No, she's not running. She's coming about.
Above our heads, the nets are spread to catch falling masts and spars.
800 yards, Captain!
The Marine sharpshooters take station in the tops, and we watch the enemy and wait.
Guns primed and ready, Captain! She's opening fire!
Hold your fire! Fire only on my order!
Here it comes. Brace yourselves.
On the outroll! Fire!
Let's go! More charges! Yes, sir! All guns primed and ready!
Hard a port! Steer across her stern! Steady now! Port side guns, fire!
Alert! More powder! Water out! Prepare to reload!
Reload with chain shot! We'll demast her!
Here's the charge. God's name! Someone help me!
Mitchell, get to the surgeon!
All guns primed and ready!
On the uproll! Fire!
She's losing her main off!
Get us in closer, Mr. Trevelyan. We're beating them. Switch to grape shot.
God help me! I'm dying!
Mitchell, let me get back to the surgeon.
No, I'm done. Not that. Throw me over the side, better than it's quick.
Mitchell, leave him. More powder, Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Getting closer, Mr. Trevelyan. Closer.
All guns primed and ready!
Closer. 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 Fire!
Look out! She's connected! She's striking the collar!
By God, you're right. She surrendered. Hold your fire, Mr. Oakley.
Give me some help down here!
All three hands to the pumps. We're making water. Report battle damage. All side damage, Captain. Mr. Oakley. Aye, sir. Assemble a boarding party to take the surrender.
Aye, sir!
And Mr. Martha, form a burial detail. Bring the butcher's bill.
18 men killed outright. 6 won't live till morning. Another 10 lost an arm or leg.
They won't come out
The
anyway.
French lost more, and their ship is our prize. But there's always a price.
Yes, Mr. Waverley, if you would like to read
In the sure and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life through our Lord Jesus Christ, we commend to Almighty God our shipmate, and we commit his body to the depths. The Lord bless him and keep him. The Lord make his face to shine upon him and be gracious unto him. The Lord lift up his countenance upon him and give him peace.
Oh. You know it could have been you, but it wasn't. The ship lives to fight another day, and so do I. But not on the Prosperity. It's been my hope for 2 years, but we all leave home sometime. My new berth is on the Trincomalee, a brand new frigate out of Bombay, India. It's docked and ready to board. Join me.
Oh, Mr. Rain.
That's good timing.
Oh, it's a bit of cold, isn't it?
Yeah.
I missed the rain anyway.
So this is a ship which was in sea home, and then a great ship. Looks nice. Everything was inside, which we saw, or supposed to be inside. This is a very bad wind, and I'm gonna go show you this India blah blah. So there is a more place which we didn't see. Bro, it was nice. And me, you see, this is a turbine. How to make it work. And this is it. Of course, I have to help. I am pumping now to get completely green, which it is. So now everything is ready. I'm going to push the button. Let's see. Yeah, it moves. It was nothing, but however, wasn't bad. Let's see what is it here.